Good afternoon. So my name is Odiong Akpan. I would be moderating this session. I lead the team at Ubulu Africa, and I guess why I'm here is because our mandate is to foster collaboration within the ecosystem. For example, we support and foster the growth of small businesses and startups in Nigeria and Africa. We also work with the corporate organizations to foster corporate innovation excellence. That is midwifing that interface between corporate organizations and the innovation ecosystem. And then finally, university industry collaboration, because the universities are out there trying to do research, trying to find out ways to do stuff and not to do stuff. And some of those their findings need expression in the innovation ecosystem. So with that in mind, I would be welcoming my esteemed panelists who would be helping share their experiences with collaboration. And why are we talking about collaboration today? It's in the spirit of the Omniverse. Thank you very much, Charles and team. The Omniverse is intent on bringing people together from different ecosystems, bringing organizations together to ensure that we unlock the value that collaboration brings. And so therefore, if we do that well enough, we would hopefully have a more thriving ecosystem, a better Nigeria, a better Africa. So I will be passing the mic around to the panelists. You have about 2 minutes tops to introduce yourselves and let the audience here know what you're about, what you do in your organization, and I guess what collaboration means to you. 2 minutes, max 3.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so for the right pronunciation of my name is Orhue, and I am the People Management Lead at AfriLabs. I would like to open with a story that speaks to the essence of why we're here. I find it very, very germane to the topic. A few years ago, during the AfriLabs capacity building program, one of the initiatives that they had a couple of years ago, we observed a significant partnership with, between TechWest STEM Academy, which they're here in Nigeria, and Junub Open Space in South Sudan. Both organizations were committed to enhance digital literacy amongst their female entrepreneurs. But they were saddled with the challenge of scaling their impact, as most of us can relate to, right? But what this collaboration did, it allowed these two organizations to launch the Female Empower Support Program that provided mentorship and resources to over 700 female entrepreneurs. Now, this collaboration didn't just build business skills for female entrepreneurs. It closed the gaps that you would probably find around geographical and cultural gaps. And it also allows the organizations to, to manage the challenges at scale. So again, with such structured collaboration framework, one can see that even cross-border partnerships can also drive a meaningful impact in the continent. You're welcome.
Round of applause for her, please. Thank you very much. Round of applause. Yes, so Dara.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dara Kolkrikodebo. I lead private sector engagement for UNDP in Nigeria. I work out of the UNDP Innovation Center in Lagos, where I lead partnerships and innovation and ecosystem engagement. In a nutshell, collaboration is pretty much what I live and breathe. It's my day-to-day. I'm tasked with ensuring that the UNDP in Nigeria is more of a private sector partner than we've been in previous years. So I lead the work that we do on that, and also our offering to the innovation ecosystem in Nigeria through the Innovation Center in Lagos, and lead our partnerships on that. So please feel free to reach out to me, speak to me if you have any ideas and ways we can partner. Thank you.
Round of applause, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Fiona Weeks. I'm the managing director at Pulse in West Africa. I think most people know Pulse for our media brand, Pulse Nigeria, but we're actually in 6 countries across Africa. So Nigeria and Ghana are my babies in West Africa. We have teams in Kenya, Uganda, Cote d'Ivoire, and Senegal as well. The other side of Pulse is our marketing consultancy, where we work with brands, NGOs, and governments on marketing strategy and campaigns. So on both sides of our business, partnership plays a huge part, which is why we're quite excited to be a part of this conversation today. I think some of the ones that have been most exciting for us are where we can partner our audience on the media side, where we focus on youth audiences in Nigeria. That's our target audience. That's who we want to speak to. And when we can develop collaborationships and partnerships with entities that are focused on improving the livelihood, employability, and overall economic well-being of young people in Nigeria, we love those types of partnerships where we can get that information directly to our audiences and improve their day-to-day lives. That's kind of the sweet spot for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause, please. Yes, Mr. Idown.
Hi, can you hear me? Awesome. All right, so thank you for having us here, Charles and the Omniverse team, the ISN team, and all other partners. My name is Idowu Akinde. I lead the local team at Impact Hub Lagos. Impact Hub Lagos is one of 120 impact hubs in 70 countries around the world. By definition, collaboration, aka partnerships, is baked into our DNA. We typically reach out to other hubs across the world to leverage strengths. And this DNA is visible in the work that we do. So what do? We do 2 things. One is we do one thing, which is that we provide entrepreneurship support. We help people build their businesses. But we do this one thing in 2 major ways. One is to provide co-working spaces. So please feel free to come, harass me about how to get a space for your business. And 2 is programs support. So we run a lot of entrepreneurship support programs, from pitch readiness programs to investment readiness programs to all sorts of entrepreneurship programs. Thank you very much. In a nutshell, that's Impact Hub Lagos. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. ID. So just to level set again, today is a different kind of panel. We are going to hear from our esteemed panelists, who, by the way, are from a diverse group. We have someone from AfriLabs, which is like a collection of innovation hubs, over 500 hubs in Africa. We have Dara from UNDP, an international development organization. You have Fiona from the media. And you have Idowu from Impact Hub, which is a hub that provides an ecosystem support organization. What does that tell you? It's a reflection of the Omniverse. We're trying to bring as many people as possible to the conversation to talk about what is working and what's not working, but importantly, to guide everyone on how to move forward based on what we know. So after this round of questions, we'll open it up to the audience. We hope you can also share either from your experiences or from other experiences you have, but importantly, ask questions that we can co-create answers to. So let's make it as interactive as possible. I know it's after lunch, and maybe the food is kicking in, but we expect you to, participate keenly. So my first question will be to Fiona. You know, yes. I asked her the question because as a media person, you've seen collaboration work. People come to you from different walks of life. And where we are today with the Omniverse and generally with the innovation ecosystem, where we have the creatives we are bringing together with the tech people and the media people, how do you see your industry or what you practice helping to bring these people together for collective progress?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Thank you for putting me on the spot to start. I love it. Yeah, I think media plays a huge part. I mean, even looking at the Omniverse, we are quite honored to be a media partner with Omniverse this year with Pulse Nigeria, as well as our other brand business, Insider Africa. We have an audience where we're reaching over 30 million people every month with our media platform. And being able to leverage that access to those people to share these opportunities, tell people about Omniverse, tell people about the job hub that's here, all of the different opportunities that are taking place at this event and others, that's kind of what we're able to leverage, and that's what we feel is important for our audience to share. Of course, there's the entertainment side of media, which is what everybody loves and gets them started. But we also feel, talking about impact, it's our responsibility as well to educate, to inform, and ultimately improve, our audience in any way we can. I think one thing I would also just want to add, right, in terms of partnerships, right, I think back to something we did with the Swiss Consulate and IOM, which is an organization dealing with migration issues across the country, but we were dealing with their Nigerian teams. That was, this is one of many types of partnership campaigns we've done in the past, but that one was quite eye-opening because the amount of commentary coming in from our audience, this thing happened to my sister, this thing happened to my cousin, oh my goodness, I've been seeing people advertising this job thing, I didn't know this is what it was, right? And seeing the impact of that partnership on our actual audience directly, that's kind of where the place of media is not just, again, to entertain, it's to do this informing, and a lot of that is possible through partnerships like Omniverse and others. So, yeah.
Great, thank you very much. A round of applause for her, please. And please confirm you can hear us well. There's a bit of an echo. Can you hear us up here? Oh, great. All right, my question to you, Orhue, AfriLabs. So, and essentially, we are just sharing experiences so that the audience can borrow or use, but also giving an opportunity for all of us to know what best ways to move forward with collaboration. Your organization is a Pan-African organization, and I'm sure collaboration is in your DNA. Can you share, what you think are the lessons we can learn from your organization? If you like, you can share challenges, but essentially let us know what ways we can learn how to collaborate best for the ecosystems that we're trying to build. Whether it is creatives, the innovation, gaming, everybody. How can we learn from AfriLabs?
Sure. Just as you said, that we've got over 500 hubs, and over time we've seen how partnerships unlocked opportunities that not one single player could have been able to achieve. And I think it's because we've come to understand that collaboration isn't optional, right? It's the engine that drives the Africa's innovation ecosystem. So, I'd like to give an example with the Catalytic Africa's impact that some of us might be familiar with, but it's spot on as to the impact of such a program could do. When AfriLabs partnered with the Africans Development Angel Network, ABAN, right? we built about 10 million co-investment pool that de-risks investments and also allows startups to have access to secured funds, funds that normally they wouldn't have been able to have. Now, that partnership was built on a structured framework. And what structured framework means is that there are clear roles that each partnership members needs to play, and there needs to be an aligned incentives, right? I mean, listening to the other session where one of the audience was asking about agreement and trust. One of the lessons that we have learned in AfriLabs to know that for a partnership or a collaboration to be successful, it has to be, there needs to be a defined, clear, shared goals, as well as commitment to follow through. And for you to have commitment to follow through, there ought to be an agreement. Also, we've noticed that collaboration, the best collaboration rather, is based on long term. A lot of times people just go into it for the transaction, benefit. But for collaboration to actually work, right, you need to commit, you need to engage, and you need to commit to follow it through. So those are the couple of examples I'll give. And if I could also add, I want to also add that it's also important that each partner should understand what they're bringing to the table. Yes, so be it market access or funding or technical expertise. But all of these come around a framework that needs to be properly aligned, well understood, right, for a better execution.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, very helpful. Thank you. Round of applause for her. I'll keep asking you to clap for my people. Yeah, Idowu, I'll come to you. Idowu has a lot of experience in different segments and sectors. So I would like you to share in the context of collaboration, what do you think is not working, and how do you think we can improve on the things that are not working to ensure that, based on collaboration and based on the things you do and things you push as an organization and as an individual, how best can we move forward?
Thank you. It seems there's some telepathic connection, because that was exactly what I was thinking about right now. So I was actually thinking about the unique nature of problems in Africa. Perhaps collaboration is even more of an imperative for us because of the unique nature. And let me explain. So the first wave of e-commerce startups, Jumia, Konga, and the rest, spent tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars on that wave, only to discover later that everywhere that e-commerce has succeeded around the world required a stable infrastructure, logistics infrastructure, right, layer, like an operating system. And so the problems in Africa are such that you are trying to solve e-commerce, then you discover that you need to take a segue and solve logistics. You're trying to solve health tech, then you need to discover that you need to solve renewable energy because you are in a village or a rural area. Is this not a case for collaboration, right? So even just thinking about the basic nature of the kinds of problems that we are blessed with, right? Because I like to see problems as blessings in disguise, right? If we don't collaborate, we probably won't solve anything, right? So if I may come from that angle, I hope, does that answer your question?
Yeah, impressive. Round of applause for him. So I like the way he puts it, that the problems in Africa, require you to collaborate. If not, they're insurmountable. I agree with you. So Dara, I'll come to you. Similar question. You are from a different segment or sector. What do you see not working? And how do you think we can do this collaboration work better based on your experiences?
Thank you. So, I'll write on what Dr. Akinde said. when you are trying to solve a problem, you tend to realize that there's a foundational issue. So the analogy I like to use to describe it is trying to build a house that doesn't have a foundation, right? You have to sort of take a step back and go into fundamental problem solving. So I'll give an example. One of the initiatives that we're running out of the Innovation Center is development of innovation hubs across the country. We're partnering with federal universities for 10 of them for now, and we are also developing community innovation hubs for atypical innovators. And what that means is we're not looking, those community innovation hubs are not looking at the guys that can come to Impact Hub or the guys that can come to CC Hub, right? We're looking at guys that don't have that access. So trying to put those centers in let me call them rural communities, right? We're trying to help a farmer in Niger State who has been using the same method for maybe 3 generations to try and harvest their crops, to be able to potentially put in a 3D printer there that might print something that can exponentially improve their harvest, right? And you spoke about it, Dr. Akinde. I mean, this I can speak to personally because I actually went into Niger State for this scouting, and you find out that there are areas that, like you said, have no power. There are areas that have no, excuse me, there are areas that have no coverage in terms of telecoms. There are areas that have no, even security, right? And it became a situation where before you develop these innovation hubs, how do we work with telco to ensure that there's coverage? A lot of the players there, for example, in the agricultural space, spoke about leveraging new technology like drones. But it's difficult for them because internet connectivity to be able to control, power to keep their drones charged. We're speaking to renewable energy companies as well. So I think when you bring in the development, you can't take away development or fundamental development challenges from trying to solve innovation problems. You can't put an innovation hub where there's no infrastructure to actually keep the lights on in the first place, right? So those are the things that we're seeing and we're trying to address as well as alongside the implementation of the plan, right? So the short answer to your question is fundamental infrastructure. One of the things that I would say is how the, let me say, state governments have been big partners, right? They've primarily understood that this is for the benefit of our states and have been great partners in helping us to solve these problems. And I think that's something that maybe in the past was not always, forthcoming in terms of partnership with government for improvement. But I'm seeing it change, or I'm seeing the change on a regular basis.
All right, thank you very much. I'm gonna clap for my person.
Thanks to Lagos State.
Thank you. So in the spirit of interaction and collaboration, I'll spend some time with the people in the crowd. Maybe we have time for about 2 questions. Who can help us push the mic? Okay, yeah, great. So any questions from the audience? We need 2 volunteers. And just to help you think through your question, the panel session topic is collaboration as a catalyst, shaping Africa's digital, creative, and entrepreneurial future. We have come to realize, especially with the Omniverse, that the different ecosystems need to work together collaboratively if we are to have a chance at delivering, the dividends of progress and prosperity. So any questions for the panelists or any comments that anyone wants to share? There's a lady there. Okay. AV, can you help us with the mic, please?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I have a question specifically for Ms. Fiona. And my question is, we have a lot of startups in Africa across the ecosystem. How can those startups leverage on marketing? Because some of the issues they face is mainly market entry in Africa. What do you recommend? How can they collaborate?
I'm sorry, it's a bit hard to hear you. Could you repeat it?
Okay, my question was that how can startups in the ecosystem leverage on media partners? Like, what can they do? How can they collaborate with the media agencies?
Okay, great, yeah. We definitely get a lot of partnership requests, and obviously we can't do all. What we always ask is to just make a short proposal. Obviously, there's more value, let's say, for the startup, but we make that a big part of our mission as well, to make sure that at least on a monthly basis, we're finding these partners where we can offer that value. But we need to understand what it is that you're trying to do, and then we do it almost like a CSR project until you become that bigger brand that ends up becoming our clients. So it's no more than a 2-3 page proposal, what it is that you're doing as your brand, what it is you're trying to achieve. All of that can be sent to info@pulse.ng, and we review that monthly.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, I have time for just one question.
1 second.
We run out of time.
Odi.
Okay.
Please. Sorry, who has the mic?
Yes, I'm the one.
All right, please make your question short and sweet, please. We run out of time.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My question is on collaborations. How can these collaborations get to the local people? As a matter of fact, I brought an investment to Anambra State. When I get to the PA to the governor, he told me that the government will accept this, but visibility studies have to be carried out. So these constraints from the government or the environment, how can the local people benefit from these collaborations?
All right, thank you very much. Very good question, and I guess we can address it with the last round. So the panelists, we've run out of time, so I'll give you 1 minute each to share your parting shots, and I'll give you 2 options. First of all, I think the gentleman's question is very important. If you want to address it in your 1 minute, talk about how the grassroots, people in the grassroots can benefit from collaboration from the lens, looking through the lens of your industry or sector. But before you hand over the mic, I also want you to, in the spirit of collaboration, share how you collaborate with food. Yeah, so that the audience can know you, because we bring you here and people listen to you talk about the high level stuff. I want to know how, for example, I'll start with myself. I like to collaboratively combine plantain and beans. That's dodo and beans, right?
Okay.
So, Orhue, next, you can handle the mic.
Okay.
Your parting shots, 1 minute each, please.
Yes. I'm going to use 30 seconds to try and answer the gentleman's question and 30 seconds with my parting words. So if I understand correctly, how do collaboration can benefit the grassroots, right? Short answer. Understanding. And understanding comes from talent upskilling, right? I believe that everybody needs to be trained to understand what is on ground, so that you know how you can contribute, because collaboration is not one-sided. It's both ways. But again, if you don't know, then that's where capacity building does come in. As my parting words, collaboration as food. When it comes to food, I love to collaborate any delicacy with vegetables, because I love to eat. So I feel like if I add vegetable, I'm on the safer side. Yes.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for her, please. Dara.
I'll try and speak to your question very quickly. I think, so for us at UNDP, it's two ways. We have a lot of initiatives and programs that are very directly targeted at grassroots. I spoke about one earlier. We have another program called the Young Africa Innovates, for example, which again looks for people that are not necessarily always, don't always necessarily have access, right? So that's something that we typically focus on. I would say the knowledge in terms of actually seeking out knowledge, because one thing we saw as learnings for implementing these initiatives was that a lot of people are not actually looking out for value-adding initiatives. A lot of people are looking for, let me use the term palliatives, right? And so there's a difference there. The mindset needs to shift because for UNDP, we're looking to enable people that are looking to add value, right? So that's a big support thing. An example I can give is we had an innovator that's in our community that makes products from recycled plastic, so pure water bags, bottles. She's in our community, and we have convening power. I'll say that very, very boldly, right? At the Innovation Center, we've had President of Germany, foreign ministers from different countries. I use the President of Germany as an example for her. She met the President of Germany and the Consul General. She's currently in conversations with GIZ to take part in a back-to-school program. One, to train other people to be able to produce those bags, but also to be able to, but also to be able to, produce for those kids. So that's the exponential value that you can get. Basically, grassroots mindset. My collaboration for food would be bread and beans.
Bread and beans. Yes. Round of applause.
I will be very short.
Yeah, 1 minute, please.
I think just my last words would be more just advice around partnerships and really make sure the partnerships that you're going into, really think about the values of the other company, make sure they align with your own. I mean, it can be very exciting if you have the opportunity, especially if the other company is large, lots of money or lots of reach. But if those values don't align and you start attacking your core customers as a result, that's something you really want to think about. And then in terms of the food collaboration, they've cut our mics. I'm from Liberia, so I always, since I've moved to Nigeria 5 years ago, I've started mixing the cuisines. So my favorite is okra from Nigeria, and we have our own type of fufu in our own swallows. So that's my combinations that I do.
Okra and fufu. Congrats.
But it's not Nigerian fufu.
Yeah. All right,
Okay. I mean, the other speakers have answered that question, but I want to touch on an angle, and I'll be very fast. Okay. Food? Okay. You can always collect the money in my pocket if you have guinea fowl and yam chips. Thank you very much.
Wow, guinea fowl and yam chips. A round of applause for Ido and for the rest of the panel. So thank you, everyone.